So, good morning, guys. Um, I guess we're getting close to the end of our season here at Dark Star Crystal Mines. And of course, never a week goes by without some kind of unusual and interesting experience occurring. So I get a call from Mark just this Sunday, and today is Tuesday. And it's like, oh my God, you would not believe what's just happened. Okay, tell me, Mark, what's going on? You just find a great crystal. Yeah, he did find some decent crystals. But the bigger thing was, okay, he checks our claim, our south claim. On the way home, he was at another claim that we own in the area. And there sits a white Honda Accord outside our property. So he goes onto the land itself, just trying to, see what's going on. And he bumps into two rockhounds helping themselves to the crystals on our claim. Now, that's a big no-no, right? I mean, just because we, allow people to come and do digging under our supervision, the digging is primarily, from our perspective, to help us with our assessment, our government assessment, and also there's a fee involved. And then from the perspective of the rockhounds, they find some really amazing crystals, right? And there's also the learning aspect of things, whereby we teach and we coach people to improve their skills, right? And so that's really the main thing that we're offering here. So yeah, these two particular rockhounds, they've been on our claim before. I do remember them from a couple of months back, 2 months back to be exact, 2 months ago. And the first thing they say to Mark is, well, yeah, we can dig here. Mick said we can dig here. Yeah, where does that come from, right? That's just weirdness, right? I absolutely didn't say anything to that effect, and nobody's ever taken my introductory talk on how we operate and so forth. No one's ever taken that as, hey, feel free to come here when we're not and help yourself to the crystals. Right? We got to know what you're digging for a start, because that's part of our assessment. And second of all, there's a price, right? We have dibs on those minerals. We have first dibs. We have the rights. We have mineral rights for the next 5 years. We're up and paid up for the next 5 years. So we paid money to actually have this privilege. And of course, we also do some pretty heavy duty reports for the government in order to sustain our right. So next thing was, well, you need to show us your ownership of these minerals. Prove to us you own the minerals. And I'm just thinking, this is insane what he's telling me. How can you possibly stand on our claim and demand, after having visited before, knowing full well that we have dibs on the minerals, we have the mineral rights, how can you stand there and tell us to prove it to you? Right? That's like someone breaking into your house, first of all. Then you get out of bed, you find them in your house helping themselves to what's in your kitchen, and they're saying, prove it to us. You prove you own this house. Show me the grocery bill for these groceries we're taking right now. What kind of bizarre attitude is that? Then to top it all off, they go on Rock Nerds, which is a website, or not a website, a site on Facebook, and start asking the question, do these guys own Dark Star Crystal Mines? Fortunately, other people have been popped up the appropriate reply, which is yes, they do. No, you don't have a right to be there and help yourself to what they've been working on, right? So, I mean, hey, imagine that. What an absolutely, I mean, Mark was just seething. And I mean, if they just quietly said, oh, I'm sorry, they hadn't visited us before, they didn't realize, that would have been no problem. Yeah, do you mind? Please leave, you can book a tour. Instead, there was the man and the lady. The lady just kept on going on. Just like, you don't have a right to tell us to leave. We can be here if we want. This is Crown land. We don't care if it's your claim. No, it's not your claim. Do you own a claim? All of these kind of things. And then to top it off, Mark, of course, is getting a little bit excited. She says, I have autism. Right? Like that's going to excuse what just took place there, right? I mean, hey, my sympathy if you have autism, but that does not excuse you standing on our site and telling us to prove to you that we have the mineral rights And that is after you've already come, you know what the deal is. So, wow, weird thing. Problem solved, of course. Uh, it does say to us, I mean, they came at the off time knowing we would not be there. And now we've got to mix it up a bit and be there at all times of the week at strange times to make sure this stuff doesn't happen. We've got that in mind right now. Anyway, so I mean, one thing, it's going to be a lot easier, obviously, to keep track of things as soon as I get to move up to Bancroft, because we're working on that right now. We're trying to sell the house. I think the price is pretty darn good. If you want to, if you want to contact my real estate agent, help speed the process up. I mean, it's been on the market for a while. Yeah, we definitely want to get up there and take a house up in that area. I can drop by the claim every day and just make sure these people who somehow misunderstand what is obvious, we can cut them short and prevent them from doing what they're doing. So we're here on a personal dig today. Just a word, like before you start, check the whole area out and figure out what's going on geologically, because that'll really tell you a lot. So for example, down here, okay, and I will say this is a Gordon B. Discovered this spot, and he's gone for the season now, so it's fair game. But and thank you, Gordon. Great spot. I can see initially I'm looking at it, I'm thinking it's a ridge line, and to follow along the ridge line, but it appears not. It's coming from the ridge and going perpendicular to the ridge. So this is a fissure going that way down slope, and same with what's going on over here. And I can see just a heavily feldspar encrusted ridge on that side, and this is calcite in the middle. And you can just kind of see on that right there what I am finding. It is just quite stunning, all kinds of incredible feldspars, huge crystals packed in tight. This, and of course those are my waste ones. That's not coming home with me. Some of those will come home there, and some will go to the warehouse, and some I'll still leave, right? But, on average, maybe 6 inches. These feldspars here, 5 to 6 inches. A couple of nice little clusters. I mean, that's one I quite like. You can see the striations up the sides. Beautiful little cluster. What else we got here? I like the clusters typically, right? And I mean, there's another cluster, really nice stuff. And some of these turned out to be really large. Like, for example, look at that bad boy. Look at the size of it. I mean, well terminated. I'm afraid the other end is not so much so. But I mean, all kinds of feldspar. No shortage of feldspar today. Terminations, and then of course the broken stuff. I'm not taking that with me. You can see the wall here. This is the calcite on one side. So it's basically 2 trenches. One on that side and one on this side. I'm digging this one first. It heads down into the valley. And again, this is giving me a hint as to what is yet to come. I like that, right? And for the most part, I'm using my hands at this point because it is so easy to scratch and break these crystals. Right, so at this point, the only tool I'm using really is my poker, and I just kind of carefully go in till I feel a rock. Then I get my fingers in there to make sure that it is indeed not a crystal. And if it is a crystal, and I see something right there that makes me think there's a big cluster, I'm going to use my fingers to free that cluster up. Here's another nice little one came out. You can kind of see it's. You look at it down the C-axis there, it looks like a real square kind of cross-section of the prism, a bit melty on the top. And again, you've got these very, very obvious lines all along it, right? Good, happy rockhound morning to you. It's a Wednesday. Here's the benefit of being retired. So I'm still in my feldspar hole. I've decided I really desperately want to get underneath the calcite layer today. What I've done, I've got a little tiny hole.
I got a nice big specimen there, and I'm trying to fit it out through the hole. How do you turn it? I've got the bare hands now. I was digging with the gloves. I don't know if you can see it or not. You can maybe just see the top of it here. Let's have a look here. Go down, down, down. Yeah, you can see the top of it. It's covered in crystal. How do I wiggle that out, without damaging it? That's the big question. If this is anything to go by, I think it's going to be a real honey hole. I'll brush it off here for a second. There's another big boy just come out of that hole. I can see some nice crystals on the end. Going to give it a good brushing. I mean, it was hard to fit it out. You got to basically, you got to maneuver the piece around, right? You got to twist it around and see which way it's going to fit out, upside down, right way up, whatever. But yeah, there's some good stuff down there. There you have it, guys. That's the second nice big cluster I've just taken out of this little hole. Look at that. Down the end there, that's a very beautiful. When I clean that crystal up down on the very end, it's going to be somewhat translucent, maybe even a little bit transparent. It's hard to say, but I mean, just look at that. Big lumps all over. I love it. Don't know what to say, guys. This hole is just producing. So you look at that. What an ugly lump of garbage, you might think. Okay, you gotta look carefully. You gotta see the crystal shapes underneath the dirt. Watch me brush it off. You would have guessed, eh? Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. Now, looking at the back of it, lots and lots of little apatites. What's that telling you? People who've come here before, little tiny apatites tell you it is a high temperature fissure. And in the high temperature fissure, we're also going to find pyroxenite and potentially titanite as well. So again, you can just tell by the little apatites what kind of fissure we're dealing with. So we're about 3 hours into the morning. This is the yield so far. I don't think I'm doing too bad. I mean, the best I had the other day was this. Now, all of this stuff, this is just great, man. And the hole, you can feel with the crowbar, it goes down several feet. So I've got several feet of earth to keep extracting these loose feldspars from. So you can see I'm now standing in my hole. I've enlarged it significantly with my little pick and with the crowbar. And that's what I'm looking at. That just came off the top there. You can see that's quite an impressive looking boulder. That wants to come home with me for sure. Yeah, so we're up here for the day. A couple of legalities we're dealing with, just to do with site security and things like that. The OPP to be exact. Yeah, we just thought we'd spend the remainder of the day after our visit with the OPP to just have a look at the feldspar area. Mark wanted to have a look himself. He's tapped a few areas around here. So you notice he's carrying the plastic scoop. Reason for that? We're starting to think we're getting into crystal territory, and we do not want to damage the crystals. So when it gets to that point, he's using the plastic. What are you seeing?
A huge cavern.
No, how big?
That's big.
Like what? Human?
Maybe. You can see the ceiling. Insane.
Oh. We can get the camera down there in a second. Yeah. I don't know what to say, but I can say there's a lot of loose crystals in this cavern. Yeah, it's maybe about 1.5 feet high, but I don't know how deep it is with the floor, because I mean, 1.5 feet of airspace, but beneath that there's the floor. It's all loose. Mark's smacking her open right now. This is an incredible find, and we're on the last day of the season. Not tomorrow, but the next day I go for hip surgery, so I'm out of commission. Mark's coming up one more day, so he can probably do a bit of extracting. What do you got?
Feldspar cluster.
Let's have a look. Ooh, that's nice.
Maybe.
Yeah, that is nice. A lot of appetites on it. Take the brush to it. See how it's looking. This bad boy came off the roof. Absolute translucence to the crystal. Probably the nicest sort of translucence so far, and that came off the roof. There's a lot more where this came from. See if I can give you another quick video of it. There. See the size of the hole now. It's quite a bit bigger. Mark's going to try and fit himself in there. I don't know how he's going to manage, but let's see. Yeah, it'd be interesting, man. I'm curious to see. Let's see, brother. Get your feet down. Yeah.